In 1944, a suspicious fire killed 2 women in the upper floors of the Castle Warden Hotel.
The police report said she was found next to the bathtub, wrapped with linens around her head.
It has been the scene of disturbing events ever since.
Just walking around up here.
We're gonna go after these events. If they're real, we're gonna say they're real. If they're fake, we're gonna say they're a fake.
An angry presence is said to haunt this room.
It's there. It's there.
Lashing out in the dark. Over the next 2 days, the Anomaly team of investigators will record the unexplained.
Wow.
Most of what happens in paranormal research today are acoustic events. And they've been a little suspect to me, whether they're real or not real.
Your family already knows what you did.
Did you hear it's terrible?
We actually may have just set the new standard for EVPs.
This is Anomaly, a paranormal investigation. St. Augustine, Florida, the oldest city on U.S. soil. 447 years infused with American history, bloody battles, the slave trade, a winter playground for the robber barons, a city brimming with ghost stories. Jack Kasowitz is taking the Anomaly team of investigators to Castle Warden. 68 years ago, a suspicious fire ripped through the 2nd and 3rd floors, killing Betty Atchison and Ruth Pickering. Some believe their spirits are still here. Kasowitz will apply his breakthrough research on interspecies communication with mammals to paranormal phenomena. If there is a spirit world connected to ours, Kasowitz believes that bridge can be documented, measured, and perhaps explained.
Hey, Jack.
Ralph, how are you? This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How you doing? Welcome to Ripley's. Welcome to the old Castle Warden. This building has had a lot of weird things happen over the years, some very strange occurrences and odd things that we don't fully understand. And I understand that you guys have more of a scientific approach, not your typical ghost hunting, and maybe you can help us put our finger on it.
Well, we've brought some of the best cutting-edge equipment that we've tested, and we're now thoroughly ready to investigate Castle Warden. Lisa?
I've done some in-depth historical research on this building and the people that lived here. I really think it's going to help us shed light on what's going on.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
How about we'll start with the tour?
Let's do it.
All right, come on along.
Built in 1930, Castle Warden is now home to a Ripley's Museum. Today, it's filled with rare objects, curiosities, freaks of nature, cultural treasures. But this former hotel has a long history of bizarre sightings and even violent encounters with the unexplained. The events are concentrated in 5 hotspots: the theater room, the circus room, the vortex room, the attic, and the pirate room. It was once the hotel dining room. Employees report hearing cocktail parties coming from the empty room. When they investigate, they hear strange whispers.
But I heard somebody's voice behind me going, Ralph. And I thought, wow, it's one of our ghost tour people playing a joke on me. But my spine was really tingling, and I turned around, there was nobody here. And I clearly heard that voice.
So Lisa, let's focus in on this spot, but also let's put out some EMF meters with our cameras so they can watch that also.
Okay.
All right, you ready to go upstairs?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
The circus room. Eyewitnesses describe 2 shadowy figures that dart away when spotted. One has been given a name.
But this figure in particular, people call him the witness, the one that's kind of crouching and cowering as if he's afraid of something or doesn't want to be seen. And if that's so, maybe he was here in 1944, maybe this was his hotel room.
Well, maybe that witness can help reveal what really took place that night.
Yeah, it's certainly worth exploring. I definitely want to take you up to the 3rd floor, to the vortex room.
Let's go.
The vortex room. On the night of the mysterious fire in 1944, it was occupied by a man who signed the hotel register with an X. He paid for this room and a room for Betty Atchison. Betty was killed in the fire. Mr. X disappeared the next day and has never been identified. Visitors report a dark presence in the corner and an overwhelming feeling that someone died in this room.
One of our people that now works for Ripley's was also here with her sisters and felt absolutely that one of the sisters was being held down, literally attacked by an entity. They had just a really overwhelming experience in this room.
Lisa, I think this is the room where we first meet that vicious entity that attacks women.
The theater room. This is where Betty Atchison's body was found.
The police report said she was found next to the bathtub, wrapped with linens around her head.
So at 11:15, the maid comes up and finds her dead. Yet Ruth was still alive at that time. Because there's a guy that runs out on the roof, and he asks for a gas mask from the fire department, and they don't bring it because there's so much black smoke, and she's screaming, Ruth is screaming for help, and then she goes silent and dies.
Yes. She's screaming before he is asking for
So
a
we
mask.
have dead Betty here.
Yes.
And we have Ruth dying right there.
Yes.
The crew begins staging the investigation gear and building the control room.
We have a huge amount of gear, from very scientific-grade microphones to very specialized cameras. My passion is to find the truth. No matter what the answer is, the truth may be it's real, the truth may be it's not real. I will bring that to you. I will bring that truth to you.
"68 years ago tonight, a suspicious fire killed Betty Atchison and Ruth Pickering in Castle Warden. The Anomaly team has been asked to investigate the rooms where visitors report strange voices, disembodied shadows, and even physical attacks. Night vision cameras, microphones, and sensors cannot be deployed until the museum is closed for the night.
Taylor and Lisa, I'd like you all to go out and do a preliminary investigation using two of our devices.
Okay.
One device is called the REM pod, and this measures very subtle changes in electromagnetic frequency, and it is an item that we get our least false positives with. In other words, you really have to be on it. Let me show you what I mean, Taylor, about that. Once it's on, you really have to be very close to it. So if this is going off, you guys know something's very close to this and you need to be present. I'm not doing it from here. Okay. It's right here setting it off, okay?
So we won't set it off just walking past it?
You will not set it off. And that's what's wonderful about it. We're not going to get false positive. If this is going off, there's activity. The second thing, Lisa, I'd like you to carry is this ghost box. And the ghost box measures very subtle changes in these radio frequencies as it scans through them. So if you begin to evoke things, sometimes you can actually get answers back through this. So I'd like you to try it in each one of the 4 rooms.
Drop the lights on the 3rd floor.
Will do, Jack. Lights out on 3.
Derek, now let's turn the lights out on the 1st floor.
Lights are killed at the breaker box to minimize electronic noise interfering with microphones and cameras. The Anomaly team's custom-built 3D camera rigs can see what the human eye cannot, the infrared spectrum. Don't be fooled by the brightness of the image. This room is nearly pitch dark. Lisa and Taylor have 1 hour to investigate the hotspots before the final museum tour comes through.
Now test it. Okay.
The ghost box scans the radio spectrum hundreds of times per second and plays back the sounds it receives in real time.
Is there someone in this room?
Is there anyone else here?
Some believe it captures voices from the spirit world as EVPs, electronic voice phenomena.
Is there someone in the dining room with us?
All is quiet in the pirate room, but the circus room is not.
Are we in here with anyone? Is this your room?
This is where an apparition called the Witness is said to hide.
Is there a little boy in here with us?
Betty, are you with us?
Do you know Betty?
Did you hear Betty?
Yeah, that's the third time I've heard Betty. Where are you, Betty? Sounding a lot like Betty.
Yes. Is there something you want to tell us?
The ghost box seems to be picking up the voices of a man and a woman. Our sound engineer confirms the electronic voice phenomena.
What did you hear?
I heard Betty several times, and I also heard a phrase saying "get."
Get it?
I just like get it or get that, something like
Well,
that.
I was telling her I definitely heard get. That was the
Yeah,
loudest part. Could have been
get.
get it, get out, get
Exactly.
I get it.
I
one of
didn't
those
hear the
phrases.
second part, but the first part was clear. It was get, definitely get.
Yes.
And the Bettys were clear. It was a male voice. That
Yeah.
was saying Betty.
Betty repeating that. Yes.
The team moves on to the vortex room, where the mysterious Mr. X stayed on the night of the fire.
We're going to find out the truth. Why don't you show us the truth? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Have you been preying on women?
The Anomaly investigators have never recorded so many EVPs that seem directly connected to a woman who died on site 68 years ago.
Did you hear Betty?
Yeah.
Listen, where did Betty come from? Where did those words come from? We didn't do it. Listen, we had a whole team of people there watching what was going on. Nobody made any of that up. I think we all agree that that's Betty. That's an AA plus EVP. That's one of the finest EVPs I've ever heard.
The team will monitor each hotspot with custom-built vibration sensors, microphones, and night vision cameras. Jack has decided to begin the investigation in the vortex room, where Mr. X is said to prey on women. This is where the Miller sisters experienced an attack 2 years ago.
And something did come in from the hallway through the door. It wasn't in the room to start with. It came into the room.
They have come back for answers and agreed to be the bait.
Pepper, are we recording audio?
We're recording on all channels.
We are recording video. We are ready to start. We are at 000. We are engaged.
The Anomaly team of investigators has rigged Castle Warden from top to bottom. Infrared cameras and sensitive microphones are set to capture unexplained, perhaps paranormal events. The Miller sisters have agreed to return to the vortex room, where they experienced an attack from an unseen presence 2 years ago. In a preliminary investigation, they were accompanied by a Native American man. Some paranormal researchers believe that Native Americans are highly sensitive to the spirit realm. Bizarre events in this room are not merely rumor. The previous investigation did not go well.
When we were here the last time, we tried something different, something that actually became huge, but very controversial, I think, in terms of science and in terms of myself. We brought a Native American man in who was attacked. He was attacked, what I believe, by what this young woman was attacked, because she was there with us, and she said that's exactly what was happening to me. What's happening to him happened to me. Monica and Melanie, if you want out of here, you tell us we're out of here.
Okay.
it wants to come in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's there. It's there.
This room is nearly pitch dark. The light you see is infrared, invisible to the human eye. Only our camera operators can fully see what's happening.
I'm a little concerned about releasing this because it's a little over the top, but it was real. None of this was fake, it was real. So you're gonna have to make your own judgment. But for me, that just shows the power of an event like that and a power of what can happen to one person and what happened to this young woman, God bless her, what she went through.
What happens next is simply not explainable. Something rapidly pushes this 180-pound man out of the corner.
Whoa, that's the trap, that's the trap.
Here it is again, in slow motion. No one is touching him. It is not possible for Hawk to rapidly propel himself forward.
That's what happened.
This time, Lisa will lead the investigation. Jack has a different plan. Perhaps a hunch is more accurate.
This is Lisa. Lisa's one of our investigators. I can't see everybody's faces. I know that's Monica. It's Deanna there and Melanie there.
If there is something otherworldly in this room, it is said to target women. The sisters hope Lisa can help them finally figure out who or what it is and why it is so angry. They believe the answer is held by Betty, one of the women who died here this very night in the suspicious fire of 1944.
All right, good luck. I'll be close. All you gotta do is yell and you guys can walk out anytime. We decided to put 4 women in the room as a trigger so that we could provoke an event that could be both measured and recorded scientifically. Good luck.
Jack will monitor events from the control room.
Before we go more into the story, can you tell me why you felt like you could communicate with Betty?
We feel she does try to communicate with people.
Okay.
And from the experiences I had from working here as a tour guide, I thought she would be open to speaking to us.
Okay.
So we're monitoring Lisa and the sisters in the vortex room over here, the top right, and they're actually, as we speak, telling their story of the experience they had, that their sister had.
And then we heard on the landing toward the stairs what sounded like someone walking and banging something on the metal railing, like if they had a ring or something on their hand. Melanie's laying on the floor. We are feeling the footsteps.
The vibration.
The vibration of the footsteps. And I said, he's coming. And Deanna said, no, he's here. And boy, is he pissed.
Whoa.
Deanna was not herself.
Freaked out.
We were trying to get her out, and it was all we could do. It was like someone was pulling her, holding her back, would not let her go, and we're both of us on either arm dragging her, and it's like she kept getting pulled back by something.
Our geophones are heating up here.
Yep, I see indicators on the hallway and the circus room.
Sure.
Geophones pick up local vibrations. The Anomaly crew is on a different floor, and there is no one else in the building.
Now they're saying that you weren't you when they were trying to pull you out. Do you have any recollection of what you were feeling or thinking?
Faintly, I know that the feeling, I was feeling anger and just mad, pissed, just completely raw anger until we walked through him.
The man who occupied this room the night of the fire signed the hotel register with an X. He disappeared the next day and has never been identified. The strange events of the Vortex Room are said to be linked to this Mr. X.
Is Mr. X in here? Can you tell me about Betty?
The ghost box scans the radio spectrum 100 times every second and plays back any sounds it receives in real time. Some believe it picks up voices from the spirit world.
I definitely felt something in that corner. I didn't like it. Is there something you'd like to tell us? How do you feel about recreating the night that you were here so many years ago?
They've actually decided to move locations. They're gonna reposition, I believe, into the corner and continue with the ghost box to try and evoke a reaction.
I'm following them.
Well, they're moving out of my field of view. I'm going to really need for you to be my ears up there because I can't see anymore. Wait a minute. It looks like they're moving over into the corner here.
Right.
That's the corner where we had 2 attacks, Trevor. So again, you're my ears and eyes at this point. That doorway, we have had 2 violent episodes. And I was just concerned. Lisa was new, and I was concerned what might happen. I'd been there the last time when something violent happened.
Betty, are you here? Do you want to tell us something? We're here because we want to help you. We want to help you. She's here.
I heard a yes. Did y'all hear a yes?
She's here.
68 years ago tonight, a fire swept through the 2nd and 3rd floors of Castle Warden.
Betty.
The Miller sisters believe they have made contact with Betty, one of the women killed in the blaze. Vibration sensors are detecting movement in empty rooms.
We've got 3 indicating now.
Yes.
The Anomaly investigators have never experienced anything like this.
Sounds like they've settled in the corner here, and they're gonna try and re-engage whatever it is that they're feeling in there.
Is Mr. X really the man that killed you, the man that we call Mr. X? Is he the one that keeps you here? Is Mr. X keeping you here against your will? And he won't let you go? Betty, we're trying to help you. And we've always assumed it was Mr. X that killed you. Is it him? What can we do to help you? We want to let you go, but we don't know how. So you have to tell us about Mr. X. Is he here? Mr. X, are you here? Do something to let us know you're here, because we don't like you. She really wants to go.
What if you hold hands?
Might as well, because she's right here.
The sisters believe their sensitivity to whatever could be in this house is heightened by physical contact.
Betty, show us you're here.
The last time they held hands in this very spot, Deanna says an enraged darkness wrestled for control of her mind.
Mr. X, go away. It's been 68 years. Your family already knows what you did.
Did you hear it's terrible?
It's terrible. You need to let her go.
They sound pretty upset, Jack. And you might want to get up there.
Well, let's give it a second here. Let's see where this goes.
Whoa. Let her go.
That's weird. I don't know. You should probably go.
You sure?
Yeah, Jack, you need to go now.
Right.
They're shrieking. Go,
Right.
go.
In retrospect, I probably should have moved faster, but I really wanted to capture this scientifically so we could measure it. So I waited a little bit longer than normal.
But the vortex room is on the 3rd floor, on the other end of the mansion.
How are you?
Once again, the geophones are sensing movement in empty rooms.
Hey Taylor, we've got some indications of possible activity in the circus room. You want to bring some instrumentation up there and go see what you can find?
Sure, I'm headed that way now.
Roger that. Mark you in time.
At one point, I thought I heard you say that Betty was here.
Yeah, I felt like she was here.
Yeah. And then...
She knows that we're trying to help her. She knew we were trying to help her before.
Okay.
And he interfered.
I decided to sit down with him because I saw the room starting to cook. It started to heat up psychically. And I realized there was something going on. An attack was in progress because I had seen it before the last time we were here. And I realized I needed to get in the middle of this. So, who felt the emotions first?
It was, desolation.
And I'm going to push some questions that are going to seem very weird to you, but when I ask you a question, even though it may seem very weird to you, all of you, I want you to answer as quickly as you can, okay? So go back to what you felt. What?
Desolation.
Who are you?
Betty. Monica. Sorry.
You're who?
I thought I was Monica.
Yeah, but you're having a problem saying who you are.
Yeah.
And because?
Betty's here.
And who are you?
Melanie.
You're sure you're Melanie?
I'm positive.
You're positive you're Melanie. And there's an anchor, right? And who are you?
Monica.
And you're having a problem saying that.
It's very odd.
That's very odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what's going on here. That's what goes on in this room. There's something trying to punch through. Somebody's trying to punch through. Go on.
It's just strange.
What are you feeling?
Mad.
Angry. You're angry. Why are you angry?
I don't know.
Why are you angry?
I don't
And
know.
who are you?
I
Ooh, the anger.
don't know.
See, so what's going on in this room is it's coming inside of people and bringing it up, right? Bringing it up.
The geophones in this room have been going off for the past 10 minutes.
Is there somebody else in here? Betty, Ruth, is that you?
But there are hot spots.
Lisa is in distress, experiencing something she cannot explain and does not even want to speak about.
Lisa, are you okay?
Tell me, Lisa, what's going on?
I've had a lot of really weird feelings and I've had problems talking.
You don't want to talk? Monica, grab her, just hold her hand. Come on, Lisa. What are you feeling?
She knows. Whoa.
Go ahead.
She knows.
Let it out. It's just anger.
There are a lot of curse words going through my head.
It's okay.
Deanna seems distracted by something in the hallway. The very hallway the sisters believe Mr. X used to approach them and attack them the last time they were here.
Just calm down. and Lisa seemed to be becoming distant from me. She wasn't connecting to me as an investigator. I knew we were in the middle of an event.
I feel like my brain's cut in half.
Mm-hmm. And who are you?
I don't know. I don't know when that started, but I was looking at all three of them and just felt this anger, and that's when the curse words started, and it was just really but it was a rage that it couldn't break out. I couldn't move my lips. I was looking at them, and there was this part of my brain that wanted to say all these ugly things, but I couldn't open my mouth.
Have you ever experienced this before, Lisa?
No. So I keep wanting to grab her.
Just don't hit her.
Yeah, because I had this thing about somebody was going to
End up with a bloody nose tonight.
Really?
Yes.
I just got a small nosebleed.
No.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. I was trying to wipe it because I can't let go of my camera.
Feels like you two are getting ready to go at it.
Yeah, it does.
To go
Like
to
there's a
what?
fight
Because
brewing.
these two are getting ready to go at it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way, Monica?
I don't know.
Yes.
So let's do this.
Because she won't.
Go ahead.
She won't tell.
She won't tell.
Who won't tell?
She won't tell
Tell what?
what happened.
What is? I don't understand that. Explain to me, Monica, what you mean.
I don't know.
You did it.
No.
Who did what?
I don't know.
Okay, where's David? David?
Yes, sir.
We're really starting to move into a very dangerous area here.
Jack believes one of these women is on the verge of a psychic attack.
Use your best judgment, Jack. That's all we can do. Whatever you want to do is fine.
But the sisters have insisted on finding out what is happening in this room.
Okay, I think we disengage this for a few minutes. Can we take a break for 5 or 10 minutes, guys?
That's fine, Monica.
What about Monica? Can we take a break? You want to go further?
It is 2:23 a.m. in Castle Warden. Vibration sensors are going off in empty rooms. The Miller sisters believe they've made contact with Betty and Mr. X, the man they suspect of murdering her.
I somehow got wrapped up in their energy or this energy or the vortex room energy, and something was coming through me. I felt like my brain was cut in half, and one part I could control and the other part I could not. I felt like I wanted to do physical harm to them.
What about Monica? Can we take a break? You want to go further?
Let go of her. Let go of her.
Let go of her. Let go of her.
Let go of her. Just tell him. Just tell him. Sorry. Just tell him.
Monica believes Betty is talking through her. 3 of these 4 women have experienced psychic attacks in this very room.
I can't do it anymore.
Things that are called psychic attacks happen all the time. The opportunity to measure these, record these, and look at them scientifically, that's what we tried to do tonight. Replicate the events once, second time, and tonight a third time. And I think that this has given us the data to really look at it and see it as a real event and what it looks like scientifically. Who are you?
Pull her out. Pull her out.
Yeah.
No, they gotta know.
Let's go.
No, they gotta know. They gotta know.
Monica.
They gotta know.
Monica.
They gotta know. They have to know.
Monica.
They have to know. They have to know.
Monica. Monica.
They gotta know.
Monica, come on.
Stand behind her.
It's okay.
It was over.
It was gone.
As soon as I was over the threshold,
Really?
the blackness was gone.
But it may be on the move somewhere else in Castle Warden.
Hey Taylor, I need you to drop whatever you're doing and head to the theater room. The crew is reporting footsteps in the area.
Alright, I'm on my way up.
Nearly every employee who closes up the building at night speaks of voices and footsteps coming from the theater room. In 1944, Betty Atchison's body was found in the corner, the mysterious fire's second victim.
Alright, I'm up here now. Where was the activity reported? In the hallway leading into the theater room.
Is there somebody else in here?
Taylor enlists a ghost box to scan the radio spectrum and perhaps open a line of communication.
Who's walking around up here?
Jack takes the investigation to the attic. Today it's a storage room. 68 years ago, it was Ruth Pickering's apartment.
Flame?
She screamed for help from the window as firefighters desperately tried to reach her in time.
Flame in this room since 1944.
Lisa is still shaken from her experience in the vortex room.
68 years
Eric, the museum's tour guide, has agreed to assist.
We need to stop for a second. Can we stop for just 1 second?
Jack has forgotten his iPad with a recording he wants Ruth to hear.
Can you hear that all right?
Just as he cues it up, the REM pod goes off.
All right, I'm ready. I'm up. I'm ready. Isn't that nice? Well, first thing that's going on right away, you can see the REM pod's going off, and as we know, the REM pod is the most accurate, least false positives.
The only thing that can trigger it is a physical presence an inch away.
Changes in the EMF field. It's going crazy. I'm glad to see that. That means something's present, something's going on, whatever it is.
In the room below, Taylor is picking up words on the ghost box.
You want me to stop it?
This is the fourth time tonight that the team has heard what sounds like a woman saying, "Stop," or "Stop it." Is it a command or a plea for help?
Mrs. Ruth Pickering, divorced wife of Jack Pickering, Chicago newspaperman, was burned to death last night in a fire that damaged the Castle Warden Hotel in St. Augustine, Florida.
Lisa reads Ruth's obituary aloud in hopes of triggering a response.
The hotel manager, D.C. Thompson, said a cigarette was believed to have caused the blaze.
Did you hear that over there?
Yeah, I just heard that.
Something moved over there?
Yeah.
Ruthie?
I think she was breathing.
Ruthie, is it true? Do you know how the fire was set, Ruthie? how the fire started?
Next, Jack plays a recording of Marjorie, the woman who owned the hotel. Jack and Lisa's research has turned up letters between Marjorie and her husband that suggest Ruth may have been having an affair with him and paid for it with her life.
I find these various
This is Marjorie.
I knew fused
So Ruth,
into one,
we brought Marjorie's voice in here.
together in the fire of my despising. And I
Why don't you turn the ghost box on while this is playing?
irrelevant to cities, murmurings of rain.
Ruth. Now that was a clear Ruth. Ruth again.
Over the course of an hour, the team catalogs a list of words, including Ruth, Vortex, and Betty. Then, the building goes quiet, until Jack brings out Ruth's glasses.
Ruth, do you want your glasses back? I'm gonna put them down right here, alright?
Whoa.
The REM pod detects a physical presence an inch from the antenna.
Hi, Ruthie.
Ruth, you're certainly making your presence known. You didn't want us to leave?
She doesn't want us to leave.
Nope.
That's funny. You remember these glasses, don't you? Oh.
Wow.
I'll take them away again.
Interesting.
Here.
Okay.
So I'll ask you again, where'd you get the glasses?
That's for another show. I have to say to the audience, it would be really easy to say this is faked. We have 3 women, one of them actually works here at Ripley's. The most real part for me tonight is I know Lisa. That was an attack. Lisa was real, and it was Monica and her sisters were real. Look in their faces.
Just tell them. Just tell them.
Look what's going on with their body language. These are not actors. There's no acting going on here. Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody put themselves in the public? This was real. I don't understand this. The next step for us is to take everything that happened tonight, the video, the audio, and analyze it. One is the visual stuff. We can already see what took place. But I want to see if there's any other audio, any other footsteps, what was stimulating the geophones for them to go off. I can take out the air conditioning sounds. I can take out the footsteps of our crew. I can take out the voices of our crew and really see what existed in that event that was non-human. I think that we have a lot of work to do, but on the surface, I think that we have had a major anomaly.
The team reviewed the investigation audio and identified more than 100 distinct words, electronic voice phenomena from the ghost box. Among the most common were Betty, Ruth, Vortex, Stop, and Kill.
In 1940, a downed power cable electrocuted a firefighter from Station 3. It has been the scene of strange events for decades. Over the next 2 days, the Anomaly team of investigators will experience the unexplained. Disembodied voices and encounter a dark presence.
Right there, the door, just standing there.
That touches our investigator again and again and again.
Some of this has to be real. Some of it absolutely has to be real.
Oh my God. Who's here?
Look at this.
Who's here? Is someone here with us?
What the hell is that?
This is Anomaly, a paranormal investigation. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Venice of America. Founded as a stockade 175 years ago, it grew from a military outpost into a sun-kissed cocktail of cruise ships, sparkling beaches, and yachts. A city rich in history, with its fair share of ghost stories. Jack Kasowitz is taking the Anomaly team of investigators to one of the city's oldest buildings, Fire Station 3. Over the past 70 years, it has been the scene of bizarre events. Kasowitz will apply his breakthrough research on interspecies communication to paranormal phenomena. If there is a spirit world connected to ours, Kasowitz believes that bridge can be documented, measured, and perhaps explained.
Hello, Gerald.
Hi, Jack.
This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Welcome to Fire Station 3. We've had some anomalies here that we can't explain, some very strange occurrences over the past few years. What we'd like for you to do is come in with a scientific approach and try and explain that for us.
Well, Gerald, technology really is the cornerstone of our investigations, and tonight we're going to be featuring some new 3D mapping technology we've never used before. I'm really excited about this. Lisa?
I've done extensive research on the area, both recent history and deeper into the past. I found a few things I think you might find surprising.
Oh, great. Could I give you guys a tour?
Absolutely.
Built in 1927 in the aftermath of a devastating hurricane, Fire Station 3 served the city of Fort Lauderdale for nearly 80 years. Today, it's a museum, showcasing the proud heritage of firefighters and advances in technology. But this symbol of safety and recovery also has a disturbing history of paranormal activity. The events are concentrated in 5 hotspots: the officers' quarters, the washroom, the bunk rooms, the main hall, and the engine bay.
This is the equipment room, Fire Station 3, which, as you can kind of figure, obviously, this is where all the equipment, fire engines were kept back in the early days.
Well, what kind of things do you have happening here?
On multiple occasions, we hear noises up in the front. We've also had apparitions or shadowy figures stepping off of one of our fire trucks. We've also had faces peering in through the window into the day room from the equipment bay.
I thought for sure someone broke into the station, and I thought they were in the bay room looking around and doing their thing and trying to steal something. So when I went out there, I looked in all the cabinets, looked in the truck, looked everywhere, and there was nobody there.
This is one of 3 bunk rooms, each with its own list of anomalies reported by active duty firefighters.
Well, we've had a report from a singular firefighter who was sleeping one night and had things raked off of the nightstand. Later that evening, he said it felt like someone had sat on the bunk with him. And of course, lights going on and off.
Now, things moving across the room, that's a big deal. Has anyone ever gotten a visual on the actual movement?
Not a visual, it was the sound of the items hitting the floor that awakened the firefighter.
Okay.
Well, Lisa, this is where I think we'll focus in with our scientific grade microphones, our visual equipment, our video equipment, and also let's make sure we have a geophone in every room. And if we can, maybe we'll put 2 geophones, which will pick up on that kind of movement.
Next door is the washroom. This is where visitors have felt their hair pulled, clothing tugged, and skin scratched by unseen hands.
This is the hallway that houses
the main hallway. Witnesses report a dark figure near bunk room 3 and distinctive voices.
Personally, I've seen shadowy figures walk by doorways. I've had the front door, knowing it was locked, open and closed. And we've had numerous reports of young children's voices here in the hallway.
Do you think that could be related to Alexandra and Nicole that died because of the fire down the street?
It could be. I know that they used to come to the firehouse and play, and they would feel safe here.
I think one of the important things about our investigation is to be respectful. We're dealing with people who had died. who have died, maybe died in tragic ways. And that brings up a lot of emotions for people, and we're really trying to do that in a respectful way. You have a sense of who that specific male figure is?
Well, I attribute that to Robert.
In 1940, Robert Knight was a rookie fireman. Just 11 days on the job, he jumped off a fire truck and into a puddle electrified by fallen power lines, dying instantly. Some believe he returned to Fire Station 3 as an unsettled spirit.
So you know specifically about Robert, or you feel specifically about Robert,
yes.
But you're not sure of the two girls?
No, that's what we'd like for you to try and figure out.
Okay. And I believe that the science today will allow us to look at those events. I think we're right there. I think one of the things about our investigators, we are cutting edge right where these kinds of things can now be studied.
The officers' quarters. Witnesses report voices, hair pulling, and a dark presence that doesn't appreciate visitors.
And we have had several occurrences happen here. We do have reports of a gentleman generally between the bed and the wall, older gentleman, whitish hair. We've had one young lady that came in and was sitting at the desk and was going to play with a typewriter, and she was pushed away from the desk as if to say, don't play with that.
Have you had any specific names associated with these entities or these beings?
We've had, it's referred to as either William something or something Williams.
So you don't know whether it's a first name or a last name?
No, do not.
And were there any other experiences or personifications along with events in this room, or just the William or Williams?
No, we have had reports of a lady that has come through.
That's interesting. In our research, we didn't find anything that connected a woman with a serious or major event historically at this station.
The crew must stage the investigation gear and build the control room before nightfall. Our groundbreaking 3D night vision cameras can see in the dark. Some say there are those who can see into the past and speak to the departed who still walk among us. Fire Station 3, an historic landmark with a connection to at least 3 tragic deaths. A firefighter electrocuted answering a call, and 2 girls trapped in a burning building. Some believe they are still here, seeking help. Jack Kasowitz and the Anomaly team have been asked to investigate the rooms where firefighters have reported apparitions, moving objects, and disturbing voices in the dark.
Science and technology really are the foundations of anomalies investigations. However, we're not going to throw out traditional things. I think we need to measure them too, to look at them scientifically. So HAWK is our traditional look at the paranormal. Lisa, where do you want to begin the investigation?
In the officers' quarters.
Let's go.
In paranormal studies, HAWK is considered an empath, someone who experiences the thoughts, emotions, and even life events of the departed.
He's kind of our Geiger counter. We bring him into a room, he knows nothing about what's going on, and see what he gets.
The team has experienced HAWK's uncanny ability to pinpoint specific areas in a building where dynamic anomalies have been reported. He pauses in the middle of the hallway, the exact spot where witnesses have experienced a dark figure moving from the far bunk room to the front door.
What are you feeling?
There was a big man in the hallway.
What did he look like?
Like Captain America type.
What was he wearing?
I don't know, but I don't know what he was wearing. It was big. It was like walking through a brick wall.
Fireman?
Yeah.
In 1940, Robert Knight was killed on duty responding to a fire. It was the rookie's 11th day on the job here at Fire Station 3.
If you were to feel what he's feeling, what do you think he's feeling?
He just watched his body fall.
Right.
And then he was still standing there, and he didn't understand. He was trying to, do stuff. He was trying to fix, there was a fire, and he was trying to stop the fire, and he couldn't do anything. At that point, he couldn't do anything. and it became a big nightmare.
What happened?
He fell over dead. He literally fell over
where was he
dead.
fell
At a
over?
fire. He was at a fire.
Go on. Where was he in the fire when he fell over?
He was outside, going to the fire. He was on the truck.
Go ahead.
And jumped out and fell down. And he was still standing. And he was looking at the fire and trying to grab nozzles and do stuff, and everybody was running around and he couldn't do anything, and then they were running around his body.
What's on his feet? Look down at his feet. Tell me what's on his feet.
Shoes.
Please. You're seeing shoes on him, not boots.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing rubber boots. You're seeing shoes.
Yeah, I don't know when they started using rubber boots.
Firefighter Knight should have been wearing boots, but his were on order. When he stepped off the fire truck into a puddle hot with electricity, he was electrocuted. Jack is disturbed that Hawk knows so many details about the death of Robert Knight.
So we have some of our investigative team in here with you. I want you to tell us again that we never told you any of this.
No.
Is that factual?
That is correct.
I can tell my people that what you've just experienced, what you knew nothing about before you experienced this.
No, you gave me the address and that's it.
That's it.
Jack asks Hawk to enter the bunk room, where the dark presence has been seen heading for the door. Witnesses also report little girls' voices coming from this room. And a child's red handprint was found on the far wall, behind storage boxes.
Yeah, I don't want to be in there.
Well, tell me why you don't want to be in there. What do you feel?
That feels like if I were locked in a cell, that's where it'd be.
Is there somebody in there?
No. It's just
desolation.
Yeah. Desolation would be the word. Just like I'm gonna cry. I don't want to be.
Let's check out the next room and see what you feel in here.
Well, I just get a lot right here in the hallway. It's the same feeling, but not as intense. It's as if the whole place is all he knows anymore. And yeah, I don't get that this is his room or like his major place of residing during this whole many decades. But he's as comfortable in here as he is any other.
Okay, let's check the next room out.
It's just this hallway. I feel very as if I were to pace back and forth on this hallway. Just keep walking.
Do me a favor. Do it. Pace back and forth.
Hawk hits the wall of darkness.
Back in that room? Well, let's not push it yet. Let's not push it yet. So you feel like you can stimulate this environment?
Yeah. Something just moved in there.
I saw something.
It just moved again.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, it's walking down this hallway back and forth. Like I feel like I could just spend an eternity walking up and down this hallway.
Don't push yourself too far yet.
No. I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to disturb him right now. This isn't the type of thing.
So check this room out and see what you feel in here now.
I see beds again. I'm not really feeling anything.
Okay. That's fair.
Everything that I've felt is more towards that end, and it's like there's a threshold there, and I can see it. And when I don't know how to put it into words, but the further down there I get, the more despair, and it's almost like a madness. But It's not always that. It's a real sadness.
Well, let's not go there yet, Hawk. I'd like us to go to the bathroom. This is a place, I don't know why, but there's been a lot of activity, and I would be interested in what you sense in there.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where the guys showered every day.
Well, it's creepy.
Creepy? What does creepy mean?
Well, we're in a haunted building.
How do you know this building's haunted?
Because I've been interacting with this 6 foot tall
But that
Captain
makes
America.
it, when you talk about creepy, what does it feel in creepy? What does it feel like? Heart races, skin, what is going on for you? Mind is fearful?
It's mind stuff, mind fearfulness.
But it's not fearfulness of him.
No, it's just, it's not every day that you enter into a space where this becomes something you experience on a regular basis. Most people walk through here and don't ever feel anything or see anything or know that anything else is going on other than the little bit of life that they hold around their head all the time.
So he's stuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a creepy place to be stuck.
Once again, Hawk stops in the hallway. He feels someone or something is watching them.
So check this room out and see what you feel in here now.
Lead investigator Jack Kasowitz has enlisted Xavier Hawk to explore Fire Station 3, a site known for paranormal phenomena.
Everything that I've felt is more towards that end.
Yeah,
They have seen someone or something moving in the darkness.
Yeah, something just moved in there.
I saw something.
It just moved again.
The crew is on edge.
That's the name that you used.
Somehow,
Robert?
Hawk knows details of a firefighter's death that happened 70 years ago,
Is this your name? Is your name Robert?
including the man's name.
The facts that Hawk came up with that were most significant to me were, one, that this particular firefighter was not wearing footwear that was protective. His had not been issued yet. What's on his feet? Look down at his feet. Tell me what's on his feet.
Shoes.
And that's only in very, very deep research that we discovered that. Two, Hawk did not say that he was staying in the officers' quarters. He was staying in one of the bunk rooms. Hawk wouldn't have known that. Let's go back. We have a guy who was a fireman, who you say fell off the fire, got off of the fire truck, died.
Just had a heart attack or something and fell right there.
And he was wearing shoes. And you think that, and there's a reason I'm saying this, you'll understand at the end of the show, Hawk.
Okay.
But you say that this is the room that he stayed in?
This is what I'm feeling.
Huh? You're feeling this is what, but you don't feel him.
Well, I walked in here and it felt like desolation. It felt like a prison, and it felt like.
Is that your feelings, or are you feeling?
That could be my feelings. But it feels very much like. Like we shouldn't be in here.
The team moves on to the engine bay, where firefighters have reported apparitions, ghostly faces, and strange noises in the night.
I'm getting chills here. I want to shake the doors.
Okay, no, we're not going to do that, but yes.
Okay. I mean, I want to shake on the doors.
Like, you want to get in or get out?
Get out. I want to get out. I want to shake on the doors. I want to yell and scream. It's like madness. Like not anger, not despair. I mean, it's like, it's madness, like insanity, almost.
We're moving on.
Okay.
And we're going to go back into the hallway where you first encountered the big guy who's a fireman, who you say died coming off of a fire truck with shoes on. I want you this time to engage him. I want you to talk to him.
Right there in the door, just standing there. Well, we might be able to get you out of here if you want to.
He seems to be speaking with Robert Knight, the rookie firefighter electrocuted on a call 70 years ago. And he may not be alone.
He would like to leave. And
there
are others.
Go ahead.
There's two others, two young girls that are not here right now, and he doesn't want to bring them here.
So they're not here?
They're not here. But they come by sometimes.
In 1993, two girls were trapped in a fire just a few doors away. Witnesses believe the children's voices and handprints indicate their spirits sought refuge here at Station 3.
In those days, it was not uncommon for children. I did it myself as a kid. I used to go play at the firehouse. They used to feed me lunch. And we interacted with the firemen. These children did the same thing. If you believe in these kind of paranormal events, it would not be strange to understand that these children would return to a place like this, a place of safety. So let me ask you, one of the conflicts we have in all of these investigations is, what do you do when somebody wants to move on and you don't know how to do that?
Well, I think it's our job to help them.
Your job.
Disturbed by the dark presence he experienced in the hallway, Hawk sketched what he saw. This, he believes, is what has become a firefighter night. The team now has 4 potential entities to document. Robert, the firefighter in the hallway. The 2 sisters in bunkroom 3. And a dark presence known as William, or Williams, in the officers' quarters.
Lisa, Teresa, in a walkthrough with Hawk today, and research that's been done, we've come up with one area I'd like to focus in on now, and that's the officers' quarters. Lisa, I'd like you to use the ghost box here, and as you know, it scans through the frequencies very rapidly and seems to give us words that are in context to the questions asked.
Okay, so I'm going to take the ghost box and I'm going to try to engage William. That's the name that we know. I'm going to ask him if he lived here, if he worked here, in some way try to connect him to the historical record.
That's perfect and good science. Also, Teresa, I'd like you to use the REM pod, and the REM pod is a device that's based upon a physical presence close to it. Not over here, but close to it. So I'm going to need you to place it somewhere in the room where there's been reported physical activity.
Okay, and where would be the best place for me to put it?
I think next to the typewriter. That's where most of the reports say there is physical activity.
Why don't you go ahead and turn the REM pod on and get it in position. Okay. Okay, now test it once. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna turn on the ghost box. Is there anyone in here? Is there anyone with us tonight?
The room is quiet until they approach and sit at the desk where a child was pushed away from the typewriter.
Can you tell us your name?
William, is there any way that you can make your presence known to us if you are here?
The team moves on through the hallway that the firefighter, Robert, is said to haunt.
Where would you like me to place this?
Let's set up the REM pod right here on this shelf.
Okay.
That's it? Okay. Is there anyone in here? Is that you? Did you say hey? Is there something that we can tell someone for you? What did that say?
No idea.
I don't either. I've got goosebumps.
Can you tell me the word that will help us understand you?
What was that? Is something like...
I'm not positive. I don't know. Hate that.
That's exactly what I heard.
It is.
Did you just hear that? I just want to heard a noise coming from the room.
Let's check it out.
Here.
Here? Did you say here?
Teresa volunteers to re-explore the officers' quarters alone and find the source of the noise.
Call me if you need me. What's your name?
Robert Knight was the rookie firefighter assigned here at Station 3, killed on his 11th day on the job. Lisa moves on to the bunk rooms.
Is anyone in here? Are you a believer? I thought I heard the word believer.
Teresa leaves the officers' quarters, convinced she was not alone in the room.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt
It's
you.
okay. How did it
I
go?
can't be in the room by myself.
Okay, what happened?
I'm sitting there on the bed, and I feel like a presence here. It's like a tall, dark, shadowy, like figure. Like I could see it in the corner of my eye, and it made me very anxious.
Okay.
So I really don't want to be in the room by myself.
Okay, will you go back in the room if I go with you?
Yes.
All right, let's go in here. All right, here, take my hand. It's pretty good. All right.
The crew sees the REM pod go off. The Anomaly team of investigators has encountered a dark presence in the officers' quarters and hallway of Fire Station 3.
Did you just hear that? I just want to heard a noise coming from the room.
Let's check it out. Here? Did you say here?
Their ghost box is picking up disembodied voices. The paranormal activity in this building is about to escalate.
Who's here? Who's here? Is someone here with us?
Wow. Who's here?
Me? Did you hear that?
I did.
Once again, it's a woman's voice in the hallway said to be haunted by a man.
As our investigators begin to leave the hallway, all of a sudden the REM pod goes off. And you watch and you can see Lisa turn around and say, "Who's here?" And it says, "Me." There's the context, me. And that's when we began to try to figure out who is me.
Are you the same shadowy figure that was beside me? Is there something you want to say to me?
The building goes quiet for the rest of the night.
Lisa, Teresa, we actually reviewed the audio and video this morning, and I want you to hear what we found. Trevor, could you play this for us?
Yeah, so I've isolated the clip here and amplified it a little bit for you.
Okay.
Listen close.
Come and get it, guys. It's over here. Come and get it. Back up, Daniel. You guys, come get this. Come get this now.
Who's here? Who's here? Is someone here with us?
Wow. Who's here?
Me? Did you hear that?
I did.
Wow, that's a phenomenal EVP, guys. Actually, when we evaluated this morning, we'd say it's an A+. That means there was no disagreement. That's me.
Yeah, you know, when it happened last night, I just felt such an adrenaline rush. You know, and I thought I heard me, but I wasn't really sure. But listening today, it's very clear.
It's right there.
The team assembles the gear for a full-scale investigation. Infrared motion sensing cameras and scientific-grade microphones are connected to the control room. Geophones are strategically placed to detect vibration from movement.
That's good.
Lead investigator Jack Kasowitz will have eyes and ears on every hotspot in Fire Station 3.
Ariel, lights out.
Roger that.
Trevor, locked in.
Everything's locked down.
We are recording on video.
Video is recording on all 9 channels.
We're recording on audio.
Audio is live and recording.
We are at 00, engage.
All systems go.
Teresa hesitates to enter the officers' quarters alone. Our night vision cameras and 3D mapping technology can see invisible light.
It's projecting a grid of infrared dots.
Oh, look.
There you go, exactly. And there, it's picked up a body form, and it'll color it. Any humanoid form that it detects will be painted in a different shade of color so that we can easily distinguish who's in the room.
But for her, it's nearly pitch dark.
I'm gonna turn on the ghost box, and this is a way that you can communicate with me.
Lisa will try to connect with Robert, the firefighter who is said to haunt this hallway. A ghost box scans the radio spectrum hundreds of times per second and plays back what it finds in real time.
Are you here with me? Who's here? Are you with me?
The ghost box seems to be picking up male and female voices.
I feel like you said you're with me.
Teresa senses movement along the wall.
Are you in the room with me? I keep feeling like I'm seeing movement. Is that you?
She's seeing somebody. She's seeing somebody. That's what she just said. Listen to her. Can you isolate her?
Yes.
It's as if something or someone is approaching the bed.
What was that?
Exactly where witnesses have reported a tall entity.
She's holding herself like she's afraid.
The geophone on the nightstand will register the slightest local vibration from movement. Just 30 feet away, Lisa is picking up more voices.
Hi there.
She tries an unusual, very specific question.
Can you tell me who the President of the United States is?
I'm going to lay down. If that's okay with you.
If this bedroom did belong to an entity named William or Williams, Teresa pushes further into his personal space.
Did you say be careful?
She may be pushing it too far. Jack is beginning to suspect that the movement in the officers' quarters is connected to the voices in the hallway.
Who's here?
The geophone senses movement.
We got geophones indicating in her room and right here.
Are you here? Did you? Oh my God.
Robert, I'm gonna go to the bay. Do you want to come with me?
Teresa is convinced that she is not alone in the room.
This room makes me feel very uneasy. I keep seeing shadows out the corner of my eye.
Is there a woman here with you?
For the second time, the ghost box indicates there is an unseen woman in the firehouse.
Do you know her name?
Jack's cameras are detecting motion in empty rooms.
There's nobody in that area. Look, there's nobody here. We got motion here.
Interesting.
All right, I'm gonna bring up.
I just heard a scratch. Is that you?
Teresa hears something scratching the wall in the corner.
Do you see that?
Yep.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but motion caught it.
A motion-sensing night vision camera captures objects darting across its field of view. In the past hour, the team has documented voices in the hallway and engine bay, movement in the foyer, motion and scratching in the officers' quarters.
So she keeps seeing movement.
She keeps seeing movement.
Is that you?
If there is something unseen in this room, Teresa asks it to scratch again if it's male. There is silence. She asks for a scratch if it's female, and hears the noise again. And now, she invites whatever is in this room to touch her. It is 1:47 a.m. Fire Station 3 is a hotbed of unexplained phenomena.
I saw it.
Disembodied shadows,
Who's here?
voices, movement in empty rooms. And now, our investigator feels unseen hands touching her hair.
Oh my God.
Wait, something else just happened.
Oh my God. Was that you who just touched my hair?
In the hallway, Lisa is receiving electronic voice phenomena on the ghost box.
Do you want to tell me why you stayed here? Did you say witness?
There's two types of activity going on here. I mean, this is a physical touching, and this one here, we have somebody talking using words like, be careful.
I feel the tingling feeling more on my foot. Is that you?
And the activity seems to confirm that there is an unseen woman in the officers' quarters with Teresa, touching her. And the long-departed firefighter Knight is in the hall with Lisa.
Can you stand with me? Okay, let's do it.
I just felt my hair move again. Is that you?
Are we actually able to see the hair being touched? Teresa's a skeptic. And she says, well, then touch my hair if you're really here. You see her go, oh my God, something touched my hair. Well, do it again. And she goes, oh my God, something touched my hair. This went on like 4 or 5 times. It happened over and over again.
Oh my God. I just felt my hair move again. Is that you? Would you like to make your presence known? If so, is it possible for you to make the light up again?
The geophone on the shelf has not detected vibrations or movement all night.
Can you come back?
Until now. From both camera angles, you can see there is no crew member near the sensor.
Tell me how this works.
What the hell is going on? This whole house. She got it again?
I keep feeling my hair move. Is that you?
Jack,
Go ahead.
stand by, REM pod.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Is it these?
Yep, hold on. Don't do anything for a second.
We believe that the REM pod is the least false positive. In other words, it's always right. And we found out this time there is something that interferes.
Key the microphone, the radio, and talk. Yeah, that's it. It's interfering with it.
So we've now learned something. That's what's great about this science. We've learned something. And then what we did is we pulled the walkie-talkies out of the investigation. That just won't happen anymore. We pulled them.
Teresa is still alone in the officers' quarters. Walkie-talkie interference doesn't explain a geophone detecting vibration, moving shadows, scratching, or unnerving touches.
I keep feeling my hair move.
She got confirmation.
Oh my God.
Jack has hidden an unexpected trigger in bunk room 2. Stuffed animals for the sisters said to haunt the bunk rooms and hallway. In paranormal investigations, a trigger is an object meaningful to the deceased, meant to evoke a response. The museum staff has left playthings like these for the girls overnight and found them moved in the morning.
Alexandra? Nicole? Robert? Can you make sure that they get the stuffed animals? We read that they had a lot, that the room was full of stuffed animals. When they were little.
I kept feeling my hair move. I would ask him to touch me or her to touch my hair, and I felt my hair move several times. And there was one instance that actually made me jump. Like I felt like something touched my arm. It's really creepy.
Okay, girls. I'm gonna leave the stuffed animals for you.
The investigation concludes at 2:37 a.m. The team reviewed the investigation audio and video, confirming that no crew movement set off the geophones. And walkie-talkies were not in use when the first REM pod detected a physical presence.
Who's here? Who's here?
The flurry of objects was determined to most likely be dust. The team cannot explain the 115 distinct words registered on the ghost box. The wall of darkness and disturbing presence experienced by Hawk. Or what was touching Teresa in the dark.
Oh my God. There's definitely, in my opinion, some kind of anomaly or presence or wherever it is in this room. I definitely felt it.
We think we can prove it scientifically, and that's one of the jobs of our investigators, to bring truth and science to the paranormal. Some of this has to be real.
Who's here?